What's up, Wonder Mummy, and welcome to the latest video lesson inside the game plan video series. Now remember, this video series is all about helping you install the habits that you need to install inside of your life if you want to see long-term progress. Like, this is not the tips and tricks section. This is what you need to be doing every day, every week, every month if you want to see continued progress inside of your life in the area of your health, your fitness, your confidence, and in the area of just achieving your goals. And today's a big one. Today we're going to talk about measuring. Now, this is applicable to any goal that you're trying to achieve in your life. If you're not willing to measure up at the end of the week, I don't just mean your body, I mean anything that you need to, if anything that you want to improve at. Like, let's say, like, for example, I run this business. You know, if I want this business to improve, then at the end of the week, I've got to be willing to sit down and run the numbers and see if I've done a better job than the week before. Now, obviously for you guys, this is all about weighing in, and this is about getting out a measuring tape and measuring up your bodies on a weekly basis. And I know that this is uncomfortable. I know that this is something that you don't want to do, because what if the measurements have gone up? You know, what if the scales don't tell you the number that you want them to tell you? What if the measuring tape says you've gained an inch on your waist? It's not a good feeling. And I agree. I totally get it. There are some weeks where I don't want to run the numbers, and there's some weeks where I don't because I'm afraid. Now, what are we afraid of? We're afraid of failure. But at the end of the day, the truth is the truth. If I don't run the numbers to see whether this program is doing better at the end of the week, just because I don't run the numbers doesn't mean that's not true. It just means that I'm not aware of it, and therefore I don't have the ability to make a change, to make it get better. And it's the same for you. Just because you don't hop on the scales at the end of the week because you don't feel comfortable or good about it doesn't mean they haven't gone up. Or it doesn't mean that you haven't added that inch on your waist just because you don't measure it. And all this is about you knowing. And I'm not trying to say, and you know, we've had this conversation, girls, that the weight going up isn't necessarily a bad thing. And I'm not trying to say that measurements going up are a bad thing. But it is the result for the week. And it's something that we want to be aware of. So, girls, it is uncomfortable. You may not want to do it. You may have had a really bad week and you may be thinking, God, those scales aren't going to be kind to me. Forget the scales. The scales do not tell you how good you look. The scales don't tell you whether you're going to be successful or not. But I can guarantee you, if you are not willing to track because you're afraid of what a little thing on the ground is going to tell you, there's no way you're going to be successful. You've got to be tough. You've got to be able to face the truth. And once you know what those numbers are, and maybe you know why they've gone up, and you know what you need to change, that's fine. That's all good. And then you get to come back to me. You get to come back to Kate or Danny or the rest of the team. And we can help you fix that. And that's what it's all about. So, girls, you already know that you need to measure up every single week. I want you to set a time and a day. Remember, we went through our weekly schedule and we figured out times and days for specific actions. I want you to block out a time. It has to be in the morning, once a week, where you measure your body with a tape measure. And I would suggest doing waist, hips, thigh, and even arm as well. And I want you to measure them every single week, same day, same time of the day. That means doing it in the morning after you've gotten out of bed, but after you've gone to the bathroom, and then measure up. Weigh in, measure up, jot it down every single week. And it's less to do with what those numbers are and more to do with you taking that action every single week, because that shows you that you are committed to creating that result inside of your life. And then whatever those numbers reveal, We're either going to get the result that we want and we'll be like, yes, excellent, that's good, we're moving in the right direction, or you'll get results that aren't as good as you expected, and you might be like, okay, well, let's go and tell the coaches and the rest of the team about this, and let's see what we have to do. And you may find that those numbers weren't bad after all, or you may get numbers that are really bad, and you go, oh no, well, the sky's falling, and it's all good. Come back, we'll have a conversation, and we'll find out what's holding you back, and we'll put a plan in place to help you make the right choices, help you feel good about it, and help you start to make progress. So girls, I want you to look down below this video. You're going to see two things. First and foremost, I've created what the plan would look like in terms of how I want you to do these measurements every week. So setting a specific day, making sure you do it in the morning, making sure that you get someone else to do the measurements for you so that it's accurate, and making sure that you get the same person to do those measurements for you so you're as consistent as you can be. And then second of all, if you look down below as well, you'll see some examples of how to take those measurements so that we can be as accurate and consistent as possible with the tape measure. Now, I'm not going to lie to you and tell you that a tape measure is the most accurate tool in the world, but it's a hell of a lot better than not taking any measurements. So that is part of your weekly game plan for success, girls. Find that time every single week. One morning, you get someone else to take your measurements, you hop on the scales, you write it down, and regardless of what those numbers say, we're going to help you make some progress the following week.